All right, y'all. This is my first attempt ever at processing a beaver. I have done it on deer, done on quite a few different other wild game species, rabbit, squirrel, various different things, but never done a beaver. Did watch a couple YouTube videos, give me some ideas. And this is going to be my version. I've seen several different ways to do it. Seen the gutless version, seen a whole lot of things. This particular beaver was trapped here on our property, and I'm going to see what I can do about recovering this hide. I'd like to make a nice round out of it if I can. And the other thing I'm going to do is try and get some of the meat. So we'll see what happens. Here, beaver meat is delicious. Who doesn't like to eat some delicious wild game? And eating a beaver would be great. So I'm going to use my trusty Havlon kit here. I hear the guts of a beaver can be very bad for you. So parasites and things of that nature. So I'm going to use the one that's got a nice gut hook on it. So it should help not to get into the guts of this animal. Very large beaver here. Guessing it's around 55 pounds. The tail on this thing alone is just incredible. Quite a cool animal. I'm using my Sparty jacket here because this year they're down and dirty. So might as well get this jacket dirty. Recommend some dirty clothes. Big, beautiful animal. Little intimidating. We're gonna give it a go. So, what I saw this, you want to start here, right around the base of the tail, and basically we're going to skin this animal up. We're going to take off all the feet, and then basically peel it all the way around. And then once we've got it flipped over on its belly, that part we're not eating at all, so that can be on the Ranger and be dirty, and that's fine. And from there, I will take the beaver back straps and the back legs as roasts, so we can make steaks and roasts out of it, and let's give it a go. All right. Like I say, a little intimidated because I've never done it on this before, but let's give it a go. So we're going to start with right around the feet. Nice sharp knife definitely helps. All right, so once you got that done and cut, like that, we're gonna break the joint. And then we're gonna go right in underneath that joint. So you don't need a deboning knife or, a saw or anything like that. You just, there's one lucky or unlucky, I guess, beaver foot. So that's actually really big for its front foot. I had no idea these creatures were this size. So just giant to me. That felt weird. Just touched a tendon and it made its little paw curl up. Feels kind of weird. There we go. So once again, gonna break the joint. Right there. There's that one done. All right. So then from here, gosh, those are huge feet. Whenever those tendons go, those toes curl, and it feels like it's still alive. It's creeping me out. Oh, gosh. Scared myself over here. All right. So once again, if you didn't know how big a beaver is, look at the size of that foot and the claws on it. I mean, I have large hands, those who know me, and that is just gigantic. Absolutely huge. So yeah, really neat. Gotta take one of those up to deer camp with me to show my buddies. Time to do the other one. I was prepared for the toe curl on that one. Didn't scare me as bad that time. So there we go. Another just giant beaver foot. So like I say, I'll freeze that. Take it up to deer camp. All right. Got the feet completely off. So now as I understand this, what you're gonna do is start down here and you're gonna make a cut right at the base of the tail. Tough hide. So we're just going all the way around the tail. And from what I understand, you can actually eat this tail meat. I'm not gonna do that today. Again, first beaver, not even making an attempt at it. But I guess there's a lot of really good meat there in the tail. But all right, now we'll cut all the way around the tail. And now as I understand it, you go right through the castor. So the castor is that, and it's very, very oily. And I guess it will spoil any meat that it gets to. So I want to be careful with it. All right. So try not to pop it. Down low. Make a nice easy cuts right over the top of the goodies in there. Yep, get past the castor. All right, looks like we're past it now. This is one tough hide. All right, now we're using that hook side. That way we don't get too deep into anything bad. Because once again, I think that would definitely spoil the meat. So now that we've got a cut that runs all the way down from the neck to the belly, basically what we're gonna do from here is we're gonna basically peel everything back. And just go round and round on both sides. And the less flesh you can get in there with it, the more your taxidermist is gonna like you. Or tannery, if you go straight to one. I wouldn't know how to go straight to a tannery, so going to a taxidermist myself and try not to puncture any of this hide. We are trying to take as much flesh off as we can, so I'm kind of scraping along as I do my slices here. So you just keep stretching and cutting away all that meat that you can. Again, getting down in here, being real careful. Again, I'm right by that caster. I'm trying my best not to rupture any of those goodies, or not goodies. There we go. You can tell winter's coming. A whole big layer of fat on here. On that hide. So that side is pretty well laid out. So now we're going to go to the other side. Getting it started is the hardest part, not cutting yourself or cutting too deep into the guts. Once you got a little bit that you can pull on, then it's pretty easy. Just peel it back. So once again, we're right down here in this caster area. You want to be very careful not to just pop that right open. Switch up, do a little left-handed action right here, which is never a great plan for me. Not ambidextrous, but there we go. so now here at this joint, we're just gonna cut straight up. So now we can peel back along that joint. Again, there's so much fat around here. Incredible animals, able to be in frozen water and not skip a beat. I know some people can take the head fur. I have no idea about that, so I'm not worried about it. I'm just going around the neck. All right, so that side is done. Back this way. Once again, don't know if that's exactly how I'm supposed to do it, but I'm just going around it, just like I would on a deer. All right, so now we're ready to flip it over. Get the back side. Oh, heavy guy. Whew. Just going right here at that back leg and going straight back. Do the same thing from under here. So now it's disconnected all the way around. So now just keep shaving. And once again, your taxidermist, your tannery will thank you. Try to minimize the amount of flesh you leave on here. I know I'm leaving way too much. Some people actually use a dull knife for this and kind of scrape it down. Havlons are a lot of things, but not dull. Go sideways here. I know you can't see much, but that's the way I can do it. Follow my neckline cut. Around. Neckline cut on this side. A little bit more now they meet. There. Okay. Now I'm just going to try and peel it all the way off. We'll see what happens. what a tough hide. This way so you can see what I'm doing a little bit. So every pull, I'm just separating just a little bit more skin. Just keep reaching down, getting a hold, separating that skin. I'm just gliding that knife over, right? Nice sharp knife I've got. I'm just gliding it over, and there's quite a lot of meat left on here. So not sure about the taxidermying process, what that's gonna be like, or if it can even be done with this the way I'm doing it. Just giving it a go. Boy, those front shoulders, it is tough. Strong animal. A lot of people say you can feed beaver raw to your dogs. The front shoulders are a favorite place for people to do it. Right, now we're making some progress. And as you can see, these back straps here, which make the best steak, we haven't spoiled those at all, which is a main goal of what I'm doing here. Is I'm just trying to grab the back straps and then the back hams, if you will, the back hips, the legs. That's what's gonna go in our crock pot up at deer camp to make a heck of a roast. Peeling that hide back. We are getting there, folks. We're almost done with the hide, I think. Move it back around. Let some of the weight of that hide help as it dangles down. And this is where, for some people, they probably don't need to be careful because they're just skidding their beaver. But for me, I want to start getting careful not to spoil any of that meat right there. got into that meat a little bit. Don't want to do that. As you can see, there's a lot of really delicious red meat right there. For any of you laughing at me, remember this is my first ever beaver. So I'm doing my best. Man, is it thick right here by the tail. I mean, the amount of fat on here. That is huge chunks of fat that are all in the way right here by the tail. I can see where they keep their energy reserves. I think we're really close. Real close. Can't really tell. Messed it up a little bit right there, didn't I? Might as well cut it off straight across because I done poked a hole. All right. So that is one beautiful, beautiful creature. Beaver pellet. There it is. All right, that'll be ready to head on off to the taxidermist. Okay, time for part two. Change our blade out. Get a baggie or two ready. And now we're gonna go for back straps first, because as I understand, that's the best part of this animal to make steaks out of. So we're gonna switch out to the fillet knife. And really cool knife kit that Havlon makes. Highly recommend. Razor sharp every time. Change out your blades when they're dull. So, all right. Flip her around here. And again, just for size. The size of that beaver tail. Just huge. All right. So, from what I saw in the video that I watched, just like a deer, your back straps run right up along. So we're gonna find our spine. Right there's the spine, right in the middle. And we're gonna make a nice cut. And again, this is where it gets tricky. If you poke into these guts, you gotta throw the meat away. So right down here, all the way to the front, right along the spine. Now we're up into that front shoulder. Okay. Then I'll flip my knife around. Keep following that spine. Feel it with your fingers. Make sure you're right on it. And there we are. All the way up. And now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Right there, down along the spine. There we go. Now we've separated all the way to here. I just like to get this out of the way so it can curve out of the way of your back strap. I do that on my deer too. All right, so now from here, we're basically just gonna follow that spine right on down till we feel the ribs. You can hear the ribs too. So not unlike filleting a bluegill. Okay, so then nice curving knife too. It's nice and flexible. Able to get that down in here. Curve it on in right along those ribs, along that spine. So on all my deer, I like to expose a piece and then be able to pull it back and cut it on out. Trying it the same way. And up here, I'm just basically feeling for where that muscle is. Just doing a nice peel. And where it's just hitting membrane right there, real thin, that's where I'm cutting to cut it away. Again, just following those ribs right down. You should be able to see the ribs in the video, I hope. And then cutting away the membrane. Missed a big chunk right there, but now we're starting to get into where there are no ribs to protect me from puncturing through the guts. So I'd rather miss some meat than to spoil any of it. So I'm right down in here. And now this piece right here, as I understand, is like the sirloin right here, which I am hacking apart. Oops. But it'll all cook up. And there we have it. We got our beautiful beaver backstrap. In a bag we go. Now we're going to take the other side and do the same exact thing. Starting up here. We'll see which side I do better. I'd like to think since this is the second side I'm doing, I'll do better. However, I'm right-handed and this is my bad side, so we'll see how it goes. Cutting it away right underneath that shoulder. Right along those ribs. Cutting the membrane. You can almost see the guts right there. You definitely don't want to cut into them at all. Second, nice beautiful beaver backstrap. Now, put these. So now the only thing you want left out of this is this back leg, as I understand it. And again, if you cut the guts or get the caster all over it, you're done. So I'm probably wasting a lot of meat that I'm leaving way up there by the caster. And probably some that I'm leaving down here by the guts. However, seems worth it to me. Just to be on the safe side. All right, so now we'll pop that right at the hip socket, and I just twist till it all comes right out of there. There we go. And then eventually we're gonna take all that nasty, good, yummy stuff that's protecting all the good meat right off of there. So I'm gonna put it right up on the animal. Some people call it silver skin, others membrane. Either way, it's gotta go. And then of course we're gonna take it in the house and really wash the heck out of this too. Continue to trim away the yuck. That's a lot of yuck right there. That looks pretty good. So now nice, clean, big old roast. Feels like at least a pound of meat, maybe 2 right there. So that'll head up to deer camp after it gets a nice, thorough clean. Rinse. Now you got one more to do, which is this one right here, which I'll leave facing the video. Show how we do it. So once again, that caster is right here. Don't want to poke into that at all. We want to stay in this area down here. So we're going to cut here. Stay away from the guts. That's all guts down there. So I'm going to cut here. You can really follow that muscle group right up and feel that you're into just muscle. And then once you feel like you got it cut mostly away, give it a twist. And the hip socket just popped. Give it another little twist. So now we're free at the hip socket. Now we are separated. So once again, got all this yucky right here that we need to get rid of. So to do that, you follow an edge of the membrane. Start down here at the feet. And then just kind of peel it back. Yeah, don't want to feed that to the boys up at deer camp. They wouldn't like me much. But look how beautiful that is, the difference between the membrane and the beautiful meat underneath. Oh, just cut away some meat I didn't want to, but hey, once again, I'd rather waste some meat than put yuckiness into this beaver. go. Oh, a little bit right there. We're gonna get it all. Yeah, I got a little meat in that one, but again, not worth saving. Because now, good to go. All right, and that is how I'm cleaning a beaver. The rest of this is gonna go into the ground, and I'm sure some coyote's gonna have a feast.